Welcome to the 2025 Munich Motor Show. This is the stage where history meets the future, where Europe's biggest carmakers reveal their boldest ideas, and where we find out what's next for the cars we'll drive tomorrow. From reinvented German icons to radical electric hatchbacks, from lightweight concept racers to a 700-horsepower hybrid Porsche 911, this year the automotive world takes another clear step into the electric era. But which cars truly stand out? Which ones can reshape the market, and which are just show floor sparkle? Let's find out. You're watching Drive Tomorrow, where the road ahead is always electric. From EVs and hybrids to the future of mobility, we bring you the breakthroughs, the battles, and the cars shaping tomorrow's world. This is the future of driving. Today we're bringing you a complete, no-nonsense tour of the biggest reveals and most important stories from the Munich Motor Show, 2025. Let's get started. Mercedes GLC EQ. The heart of the electric offensive. Mercedes calls this the biggest product offensive in its history. And at the center is the new GLC EQ, an all-electric SUV that replaces the EQC. Unlike the old EQC, which felt like a one-off experiment with a separate naming scheme, the GLC EQ wears the familiar GLC badge. It looks and feels like part of the core lineup, but underneath it's built as a dedicated EV. The GLC EQ uses a purpose-built electric platform with better packaging, improved weight distribution, and modern 800-volt electronics. Charging speeds reach up to 330 kilowatts, designed for short, efficient stops where 5 to 10 minutes can add meaningful range. The launch model is the GLC 400 EQ with dual motors, 483 horsepower, and all-wheel drive. The front motor can decouple when cruising to reduce drag and improve efficiency. The battery is a 94 kilowatt-hour nickel-manganese cobalt pack, targeted for more than 435 miles of range in ideal conditions. Air suspension and rear-wheel steering are on the options list, features that not long ago were reserved for flagships like the S-Class. Inside, Mercedes leans into its high-tech approach with big screens, rich graphics, and a slick user interface. Pricing isn't final, but with a combustion GLC starting around £55,000 and the outgoing EQC around £65,000, expect the GLC EQ to land roughly in the £65–70K bracket, depending on spec. The message from Mercedes is simple: electric is no longer experimental, it's mainstream. Opel Vauxhall Corsa GSE Vision Gran Turismo. Gaming meets reality. Stellantis brought a crowd puller with the Corsa GSE Vision Gran Turismo. On paper, it's a 789 horsepower, 1,170 kilogram electric concept for a PlayStation game. In reality, it's a preview of where the next generation Corsa could go. Opel's design lead calls it the brand S Type R moment, a promise to make attainable poster cars that bring genuine performance and personality to everyday hot hatches. The concept sits on Stellantis' STLA architecture and borrows an 82 kilowatt-hour battery from a larger model, a big step up from the 52 kilowatt-hour packs in today's small EVs. That alone hints at a major leap in real-world range. The exterior is sharp and purposeful, and the interior show car is stripped of screens to reduce cognitive load in the gaming context. For production, displays will return, but the emphasis on physical controls and driver-first ergonomics is likely to carry through. The idea is straightforward. If Honda can make a Civic Type R thrilling and accessible, Opel and Vauxhall want a Corsa with similar bite, now in electric form. Renault Clio back to the future of Superminus. Few badges carry as much weight in the European Supermini class as the Renault Clio. Since the 1990s, it has been loved for charm, affordability, and playful handling. The sixth-generation model arrives as the most significant update in more than a decade. This is evolution, not revolution. The car grows slightly to meet packaging needs and stricter rules, but sticks with a lightweight approach to preserve agility. Powertrains remain familiar but get meaningful upgrades. Base cars use a 1.2-liter turbo petrol with a 6-speed manual for markets that still want it, while the hybrid adds a 1.8-liter engine paired with 2 electric motors and a compact 1.4 kilowatt-hour battery. Claimed efficiency reaches 72 miles per gallon, equivalent with CO around 89 grams per kilometer, depending on cycle. The pitch is clear: keep the Clio's strengths, easy to own, easy to drive, fun when you want it, while modernizing the tech and meeting the rules. In a world where the Fiesta has vanished from some markets and rivals push prices up, Renault wants the Clio to remind buyers why super-minus matter. Mini John Cooper Works Concepts, the Skag and the Machina. Mini showed two wild John Cooper Works concepts created with Deus Ex Machina, the Skag and the Machina. The Skag takes inspiration from surf culture. Its glass fiber bodywork echoes surfboard construction and drops curb weight by around 15% compared with the regular electric JCW. Power figures aren't quoted, but for reference, the standard electric JCW sits around 255 horsepower. The Machina leans into Mini's racing heritage with a rally-style light pod, a big rear wing, and an aggressive diffuser. The cabin is stripped for track use with harnesses, additional bracing, and minimal trim. Neither concept is confirmed for production, but Mini has a habit of turning attention-grabbing ideas into limited-run specials. Even if we never see these exact cars on the road, expect their styling and lightweight themes to influence future JCW variants. Electric doesn't have to be boring at all. Mini's all about the fun vibes. Volkswagen ID Cross and ID Polo GTI EVs get playful. Volkswagen is pushing electrification down to its smallest, most popular segments. The ID Cross concept previews a super mini-sized crossover slated for late next year around the £25,000 mark. Think of it as the EV twin to the T-Cross, compact, friendly, and easy to live with. The bigger news is the ID Polo family. VW's iconic small car is going electric, and there's a GTI flavor from day one. The ID Polo GTI targets 233 horsepower with flared arches, a rear spoiler, and serious wheels to give it proper stance. Battery choices include 38 and 56 kilowatt-hours with up to about 280 miles of range, depending on spec. Volkswagen even hints at a club sports-style version, north of 280 horsepower. The takeaway is encouraging. The hot hatch spirit isn't tied to petrol. It can evolve with batteries and software while keeping the fun. Leapmotor B5. The budget challenger Chinese brand Leapmotor continues its European push with the new B5, sized between a city car and a compact crossover and aimed squarely at buyers who like the idea of a Volkswagen ID.3 but want sharper pricing. At 4.4 meters long, it's a proper compact hatch, with 56 and 67 kilowatt-hour batteries for up to about 260 miles of range, and a 215 horsepower single-motor front-drive setup. Indicative pricing starts around £27,000, undercutting many European rivals. The spec is credible, the design is clean, and the real question is trust. Will European buyers welcome a relatively new badge in a segment where brand loyalty runs deep? If Leapmotor can back the product with strong warranty terms, transparent service, and reliable software updates, it has a shot. Porsche 911 Turbo S Hybrid. Power meets electrification. A showstopper for purists is the Porsche 911 Turbo S Hybrid, the most powerful 911 yet. This is not a plug-in. It uses a compact 1.9 kilowatt-hour battery plus an electric turbocharger paired with the 3.6-liter flat six. Output climbs to 701 horsepower. A 60-horse bump over the previous turbo's torque remains at 590 pound-feet, now spread across a broad band from roughly 2,300 to 6,000 revolutions per minute. Performance numbers are predictably fierce. 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 2.4 seconds and a Nürburgring lap time roughly 14 seconds quicker than the outgoing model, depending on configuration. Curb weight rises by about 85 kilograms to roughly 1,725 kilograms, but the hybrid system's instant response eliminates lag and sharpens throttle feel. Pricing starts near £199,000 for the coupe and £209,000 for the cabriolet, with deliveries planned before year's end. Porsche's message is clear. Electrification can enhance driver engagement rather than dilute it. Cupra Raval. Hot hatch DNA electric future Cupra expands its lineup with the Raval, essentially the Spanish brand's take on the small EV platform shared with Volkswagen's ID Polo. Pricing is targeted around £25,000 to hook younger urban buyers who want style without the luxury price tag. At the top sits the VZ Performance version with 223 horsepower, keeping the brand's sporty character front and center. The Raval's design is angular and confident. It isn't trying to be the sensible choice. It is trying to be the emotional one. Inside, expect bold color accents, supportive seats, and a digital cockpit that focuses on clarity and quick access. Cupra wants to prove small EVs can still be statement pieces. Skoda Epic, practical EV for the people sharing the same family platform. Skoda's Epic plays the rational card. It has a compact crossover with a 208 horsepower front motor and pricing aligned with the brand's petrol Kamiq, around £25,000 depending on market and trim. Skoda leans into its simply clever identity with smart storage, easy clean materials, and interfaces that favor straightforward menus over flashy animation. The Epic is designed to be the EV you recommend to a friend who wants reliability, utility, and a fair price from a brand known for value. Where Cupra brings flair, Skoda brings logic. Both approaches have a place, and both will help pull more mainstream buyers into EVs. BMW EX3, the Neue Klasse revolution. BMW's most important Munich debut is the EX3, the first model in the new Neue Klasse generation. Backed by a multi-billion-pound investment and years of development, the EX3 sets the template for BMW's EV design and technology going forward. The styling reigns in the oversized grilles of recent years and emphasizes clean surfaces, taut proportions, and signature lighting. Underneath sits the Gen 6 platform with 800-volt hardware and peak charging rates up to 400 kilowatts. BMW is honest that those peak numbers hold only for brief windows, but the architecture is built to scale with future cells and infrastructure. The launch EX3 xDrive 50 uses dual motors and four-wheel drive for 464 horsepower, a 0 to 60 miles per hour time quoted at about 4.9 seconds, and a large 108 kilowatt-hour battery targeting up to 500 miles WLTP. Pricing falls between roughly £58,000 and £63,000 depending on trim, with deliveries planned for early next year. The EX3 isn't trying to be a Tesla copy. It's a BMW vision of electric, with its own feel and priorities. Audi Concept C, a new sports car era. With the TT gone and the R8 retired, Audi has lacked a halo sports car. The Concept C aims to fill that gap with an electric coupe that draws inspiration from the 1936 Auto Union Type C Grand Prix racer and the original TT. It previews a production model slated for 2027. The car uses the PPE platform shared with Porsche's upcoming electric Boxster and Cayman, so expect dual-motor performance and chassis tuning that emphasizes balance and precision. Audi is experimenting with layered engagement, simulated gear shifts for rhythm, carefully tuned sound design for feedback, and customizable drive modes that adjust response without overwhelming the driver. Quick-fire standouts and trends. The theme across halls is clear: dedicated EV platforms, faster charging, broader price bands, and more personality in small cars. Carmakers are narrowing the gap between concept and showroom with design cues and cabin ideas that feel production-ready. Lightweight thinking is back. Whether through materials like glass fiber body panels on concepts or smarter packaging to shave complexity, performance isn't going away. It's being redefined by instant torque and power-dense hybrids like the 911 Turbo S Hybrid. Software matters more than ever. Brands are rethinking interfaces to reduce distraction. Some show cars ditch screens entirely as a statement, but the bigger shift is toward cleaner layouts, faster menus, and thoughtful physical controls. Charging stories are maturing too, with more models quoting 800-volt systems and high peak rates supported by preconditioning and smarter charge curves. On pricing, you can feel the squeeze. European brands are pushing credible small EVs in the £25,000, £30,000 range to answer Chinese competition. Meanwhile, Chinese entrants like Leapmotor are pressing hard with value and decent range. The next 12 months will test whose combination of price, product, and trust wins shoppers. What it means for buyers if you're shopping soon, the pipeline is strong. In the premium space, Mercedes and BMW are bringing serious range, speed, and refinement. In the practical lane, Volkswagen, Cupra, and Skoda are preparing a trio that covers playful, sporty, and sensible at approachable prices. If you want maximum value, brands like Leapmotor will try to tempt you with lower list prices and generous spec sheets. Hybrids aren't gone. Porsche shows how a compact battery can transform response without chasing pure EV range. And other performance brands are watching. The middle ground, smart hybrids and efficient EVs, is where the market is converging. Pick based on your charging reality, commute length, and what matters to you: design, performance, cabin tech, or cost of ownership. The Munich Motor Show 2025 confirms the EV story is broadening, not narrowing. There is room for luxury cruisers, hot hatchbacks, value crossovers, and electrified icons. The show cars are closer to reality, the production cars feel more complete, and the choices are getting better. Mercedes reframes mainstream luxury with the GLC-EQ. Opel and Vauxhall give small car fans something to get excited about with the Corsa GS E-Vision GT. Renault keeps faith with the Super Mini Formula. Volkswagen, Cupra, and Skoda split one toolkit into three distinct personalities. Leapmotor throws down a value gauntlet. Porsche proves electrification can sharpen, not dull. BMW's X3 sets the tone for a decade of Neue Klasse. Audi stakes a claim on the next great electric sports car. If this is a snapshot of the next few years, drivers win. Thanks for watching Drive Tomorrow. If this full tour of the Munich Motor Show 2025 helped you decide what to keep on your radar, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more reviews, comparisons, and deep dives coming. Until next time, drive safe, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.